Hello, everybody. Pauline DaCosta is back. This is my final project for CIS 3367 for Professor Adrian Wheeler. So I was taking a stroll in my neighborhood and I ran into one of the owners of a local business. I mentioned to her that I was completing a project and she was kind enough to share her data with me. Now, the store is called Coconut Brazil, and this store sells bikinis, one pieces, cover ups, and all swimwear in general. Basically anything you would need to go on vacation. And who doesn't love vacation, especially with this year we've been having? So let's get right into it. As an accountant, Solver has helped me maximize the use of my time for my clients. This is how Solver has helped my performance as the accountant of Coconut Brazil. It's facilitated my accuracy while maximizing the data that's been given to me. It also helps me maintain all my data organized. It has also facilitated an easier presentation for the client to understand, and it has maximized my time and allowed me to have great time efficiency as an accountant. Now here's the information given to me. This is my data that I was able to collect. Here's the price for bikinis, one pieces, cover-ups, flip-flops. Here is the labor that it takes to produce. Here is the production in hours. And here is my monthly demand. Let's not forget about my constraints. I cannot produce more than while using more than 250 hours in labor and 125 hours in production. And my overall demand, which is $65. 65 units, which would be this number, these numbers added up. So this is just a visual to give you an idea of all the data that I collected. If I were to produce 20 bikinis, 15 one pieces, 20 cover-ups, 10 flip-flops, I would have a total of 65 units, meeting my demand, my overall demand. I'd never want to exceed my overall demand because that would create a loss instantly for the client. We never want to produce more of an item than is needed. So I'll show you my formulas on how I got my monthly profit, my monthly labor in hours, and my monthly production time in hours. Here are all my formulas. So my monthly profit would be my profit per item times my monthly demand as seen here. And then my labor in hours would be my labor times my monthly demand. My production time would be my production in hours times my monthly demand. And you see the sum of all of these across. Now here are my constraints. In this case, you see 100% of the profit being maximized meeting my demand. Now this doesn't mean that we are being efficient and using all of our resources to maximize our profit. And I'll show you how Solver will help me figure this out. Here I have 20, 15, 20, and 10. After using Solver, I got 15, 5, 15, and 5, totaling 40 units and still maximizing my profit. Now I'll show you how I use Solver. First, you need to make sure that you have Solver. So you press File, you go to Options, you go to Add-ins, Excel Add-in, and go. Here you make sure that Solver Add-in is clicked and you press OK. Great. Now you go to the Data tab and you have Solver right here. Now I'm going to delete all of these, reset. If you want to reset the whole thing like I'm doing here to show you how to use it, you just press Reset All and OK. And it gives you a clean slate. Now set the objective. The objective in this case is 15, 15, $1,515. You can set this to any value, but we want to maximize it. Therefore, we're going to set it to max. Now, we're going to set our changing variable cells, which would be these right here. And you click Add to set your constraints. Because although we could produce more than our monthly labor in hours, we don't want to because we know we have a constraint of 250. Therefore, our factory cannot overload itself and produce more than the constraint. So let's go for it. First, let's start with the production time. So you set it to this cell to 85, less than or equal to the constraint, which would be 125, and add. Now you're going to do 175 for the monthly labor in hours, less than or equal to 250. Now we are going to do the last one, which are going to be the production in units, less than or equal to our monthly demand, because we do not want to exceed our monthly demand. And let me just do that again because I didn't click the constraint, and here we go. Great. And you click OK. Now we have all three constraints set up, and we can press Solve. So Solver found a solution. All constraints are done and satisfied. So you press OK. If you wanted to restore it to the original values and did not want to keep it, you would just click Restore Original Values and OK. But in this case, we want to keep the solver solution because it's maximizing our profit. Great. And here we go. So this is basically how you use Solver. And I'll be able to now go back into my client and present to her the best way to maximize all of her needs. So all of the labor, the production an hour, by not exceeding the monthly demands and still maximizing all of her profits. Thank you for taking this ride with me. I hope that you were able to catch on to that, and I hope that the highlights helped. I'm wishing everybody a happy holidays, best wishes, and please stay in touch. I'll send out my LinkedIn to all my fellow classmates so that you can keep in touch with me. I hope you have a great rest of the year. Thank you.